do believe it is November 7th, November 8th, out at the farm. And we decided today that we were going to cut the breeding season short. And we are hauling the bucks back down to the naughty pen, crossing our fingers that they won't get in with the weedlings. But this breeding season kind of took its toll on some of the bucks, so we've got a little bit of doctoring to do. And we basically had to get them out of there too because they were starting to overload themselves on grain. We usually don't feed our bucks grain because they tend to overload because, you know, they're big. They can bully their way into there and get the most grain. So we also have some people coming today to buy some yearlings from us. So we're going to unload these bucklings. Hang on. And get these guys out of there. Hello, boys. Not impressed with the calves, huh? You guys.
He's laying in the front. He is on his knees.
Yep.
I was gonna say, let's work Monty before we turn him out.
Okay. So we're gonna bed down our tin shed up at my brother's place, and since we still haven't gotten our other skid steer back, we're taking the little skid steer up. So I gotta grab the bottles so we can feed some bottle babies. That's a never-ending chore. For sure. Oh, that's really heavy. Okay, so our spring kidders, this is their barn. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Boy, it might even rain this evening. And so we decided it's time to bed this down again for them. Nights are getting pretty darn chilly. So use the big tractor to dump this bale in here. Now she's gonna bring the little skid steer in and see if she can kind of push it around a little bit. But oh boy. But to be honest, they're gonna rub on this and they'll spread it themselves, so I'm not even gonna pitchfork. Bale probably weighs more than that little skid steer. Maybe not, but oh goodness. If you can't have fun while you're doing this stuff, what's the point, right? Oh my. And for some reason the chicken, one chicken likes to be in there. That's her place that she likes to be in. And the nice thing about the hay bales is they're, even though we made them bigger, and these are last year's hay bales, they're still lighter than those dang alfalfa bales. So she'll spread that around as best she can. We're starting to lose ground a little bit with all of the work that we've been doing out here. So anything to not pick up a pitchfork. Hey Naomi. Oh, look at you. Oh boy. Well, hello. Well, hello. My sweetheart. I know. We took the boys away. They were being way too hard on you girls. So it was getting to the point where, geez, I think we had them in there. We turned them in there October 14th, and this is November 8th. Seems like they bred about everybody the first 2 weeks, which is good for when we kid out, because then everybody kids all at once, and so it's a massive train wreck for 2 weeks, but then we're done. So we decided to take the boys out because there wasn't a lot of activity, and any activity there was, then you've got $5 chasing one doe. Or $6 because we put eyebrows back in there when he came back from being rented out. And so we decided gonna take the boys out. Anybody who didn't get bred, then we'll probably go to the sale barn. That's the nature of the beast. So we didn't want to spread out the kidding, you know, big and long. And there's not a lot, I don't think, that didn't get bred. The boys were on top of that. I guess you could say they were enjoying what they were doing. So yeah, but when you have this many goats, it's really hard to have it spread out when they're kidding. Right now the weather's nice. Our fall kidders are spread out way more than what we would like, so we're gonna do something probably a little bit different when it comes to breeding for fall kidding. We'll probably put the bucks in even earlier and see if we can get a nice grouping, and then take the bucks out, you know, and make sure we don't have a long drawn out kidding. But it's with, you know, there's now 90 head in here because we sold 10 does out of here. And yeah, you just don't want them spread out. Actually, the ideal number that we like to have in any given kidding is 80. The one year we did 130, and it's just too much. It's too much. We don't have the barn space for that many to have kids. So, and we just don't have the, wouldn't say the work ethic, but just the energy to do it anymore with that many. So about 80 is what we shoot for in any kidding group. So we're gonna have to get rid of probably about 10, maybe 20 head out of there. We have some older does in there, but the thing with the older does is that we know that the older does that we've kept are good mamas. They have beautiful udders. They can have the babies by themselves, you know, amazing mothering abilities. So it's really hard to get rid of the older girls. We probably have 2 in there, Big Red being one of them, and then one more that are, I think, 6 years old. And then we have a couple that are 5, and maybe 10 that are 4, and maybe 10 more that are 3, and then the rest are yearlings and 2-year-olds that didn't get bred for the fall kidding season. So that is kind of the makeup of the group. So now we will decide, do we keep through the winter? Do we sell another 10 head out of here to make it an even 80 head to kid out? We also have 30 head up there that are gonna be joining the spring kidding group. They're kind of, you know, the the little more docile ones, so they're up in their own pen. So we shall see. Oh, so we are moving around some of the girls, putting a little more of them in grouping in these back grouping pens. And it's getting towards that time of the day where it's gonna start getting a little chilly out. So we did just sell 10 head of our yearlings that are exposed to be kidding in the spring. And so thank you so much to Kevin and Caitlin Henriksen for their purchase. We really appreciate it, and we hope that the girls do really well for you. And so now we're going to work some more of those girls that are in pens and put them in grouping pens. Yep, your mommy's right there. Just cute. Hello, Jill. It is your time. It is your time. Can I do this without catching you? No. It tastes icky. She says that tastes icky. Oh, be good, Jill. Be good. Oh, Jill.
You don't have to put it on all the way down. I'm sorry.
She's like, what is that? You're gonna hurt. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know. I know. I know. Okay, so now they come into a nice little grouping pen. We'll see how well they get along with each other. That's always the thing. I'm sorry, Jill. I know it hurt. I know, but that's necessary so you don't get lice. So normally we give them copper sulfate, but this year we decided to be a little more proactive in the fight against lice during the winter time. So we are giving them ivermectin injection and then valbazin for tapeworms. So that's, hopefully we get in front of then the lice situation, because it usually gets a little bad. Hopefully not this year. Oh, your babies are chunky monkeys. I itch. Okay. It's coming probably about 5:30. And we replaced some baleage there. First cutting. Of course, the second cutting. And so now we get to open up the gates so they can come back out and eat. That's one of those things where if you're gonna put bales in, you really gotta chase them out. One or two, you know, like that little group back there, no big deal, but all of them, geez, you get mobbed. So I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Bottle kids will require one more feeding, and then again at like midnight. But yeah, we're supposed to have some rain tomorrow, so we're expecting some of the does to have babies, because that's what happens when you have rain or a cold front come through. So I think that's it for today, guys. All right, November 10th, you're out on the farm. I was not out here yesterday, but it looks like they did a little switcherooing. These little guys have their heat lamp. Are you Brad? What? What? You are. Oh, yes, look, you've got a little udder. Oh boy. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Water good. You guys have alfalfa. Not sure why they put their heads through there, but gonna have to get it out. And it looks like you guys got a bigger grouping pen. I see. Might have to give you guys some more water. It looks like you guys are bedded down pretty good for a wet day. And so now we're just double checking that everybody's doing well. Looks like we opened this up here. So these girls, I'm assuming that they just didn't have a lot of room back here. We had them separated out And then we had like a little alleyway for the spring kids to come in. Look at you just in there eating like a little pumpkin pie. So it looks like they just needed a little more space. We set up an automatic waterer back here. Oh, that's nice. Because, hey girl, because when winter starts and these girls are done with having their kids, this will be their side. We'll put bale feeders out here, and that will be the side that they run out with their babies. So this will be their side of the barn. And then all of the ones for spring kidding, this will be their main arena. So this is usually where we put all of these. So once these girls kid out and this is their inside place and they go out there and get to eat. And this year I think we've decided we're going to leave babies on until it's time to take them to the sale barn. And again, it will depend on the does. You know, if they start going downhill because their babies are taking too much out of them when they get older, then we'll make that decision. They always want something, don't they? Oh no, Jill. So it was really nice when it was pretty dry, guys, but I'm not saying this is soaking wet, but it's just the air's damp today. Ground's just a little muddy. And of course, where they walk all the time. Oh, somebody looks like maybe they're starting to get, oh, poor Lacey. Turns out you were pregnant. That's why we keep a really close eye on the ones that were like, no, they're probably not pregnant, because her bag came on like within the last couple of days. Are you finally? Come on, 2-year-olds, kick in. Little cheese ball. What? You talking about it? We talking about it today? So that's one of the problems too with singles, is you really have to watch their bag, because sometimes the babies don't get latched on to one side, they favor another side, and then she can develop mastitis in this side of her bag that it's not sucking on. So then you have to, you know, get in there, milk her out, and also then she'll need antibiotics. So just in case you wonder why we don't like it when it rains, is because even though the rain shut off after August and we basically had 2 straight months of no rain, yeah, the water tables with all the rain that we got all this past summer are still so high that even just a little bit of rain, and this is what it looks like. Hey chicken. So this is the barn that we put the bale in the other day, and you know, there's 100 head or 90 head now that come in here to get out of the rain, and they broke this bale down pretty darn good, because this is quite a bit. But it's nice to have this in here with them, because should have brought a pitchfork. So when they've got those days where they just cannot get out of the barn, then they've got something to eat on as well as lay on. That's one of the conversations that I had with someone when they were asking about goats. You know, man, are goats really hard to raise? It's not that they're hard to raise. Well, they kind of are, but they're just so different from really any other livestock. You know, people compare them to sheep, but you know, sheep have been here in the U.S. for quite a long time, whereas goats have only been here since, what, I think 97. So still don't know a ton about them. You know, when they get sick, there's not a lot of vaccines that are goat specific, you know, because they just don't know yet if, you know, certain diseases do affect them, you know, and how they affect them. You know, if cattle diseases can come over and cross that boundary and get and affect goats, because some of the cattle diseases can also hop over and affect sheep. So kind of stands to reason that it can do that. But, you know, some of those cattle diseases, they don't have a vaccine that's recommended for goats to, you know, to help combat, you know, those sort of things. So you kind of got to take a leap of faith and work with your vet to see, hey, can we kind of trial run these vaccines on our goats and see if they make any difference. This year might be our first year that we're gonna try and do that, working with our vet to see if we can vaccinate the goats for called blackleg, I think, and it's a disease that cattle get, and it kind of causes the same thing as when they get like overeating, but it isn't covered by their overeating shots. So we'll see. So yeah. Hi girls. Eating on your bales, I see. I think I'm gonna come out here and look at those, since we just had that one gal pop a bag. Luckily she was up at the place and we just had to, you know, shush her through a gate. So yeah, hard to believe it when you just kind of look. There are 90 head of goats out here. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Tiny Tina. Oh, I need to bring some hoof trimmers down for you, don't I, darling? I see you've got inside hooves that are kind of turning. I don't have any cookies. I don't know why these girls who are, 3 years old, they're such cookie hogs, but they are. See? Hi. Yeah, you guys think you need cookies. We were kind of thinking of pulling some of our older girls' red tags and the pink tags, but boy, as they get older, they just become better moms. The only bad thing is that they become more moody, don't you? Yes. Red tags get along with red tags, pink tags get along with pink tags, you know. So when they start having their babies, then that becomes an issue of who can be in a grouping pen with who, because the older girls are very naughty to the younger girls. Yeah.
That's a good one.
And one of our 4-H goats, Cheese Ball, has finally decided she's going to be having her baby after talking about it for 3 days. You can do it, Cheesy. She's like, I'm gonna hit that dog. Chew.
He's not born yet. Looking for the afterbirth, she says.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're doing just fine, Cheesy.
Yeah, rotten.
Well, we left down here at noon, so she hasn't been working on it real terribly.
Nope. Boy, she blew that bubble out the back like nobody's business. Good job, Cheesy. Yes. So Cheeseball had her first one. You can almost guarantee there's another one. Boy, that's a big baby there, Cheeseball. Yeah. All right, we probably got about 15 minutes of daylight left. So we're gonna bring these girls in. They've got hay to eat in there. In we go, so we can close up the barn, make it nice and warm. And they're pretty good. They lay right down. I feel like they're too miserable to do much else. There we go.
But
Okay, so this is all we've got left for now. So we just keep watching them. All right, it's November 11th. Happy Veterans Day to all you veterans out there. And just doing chores here, getting everybody fed. And we add a bit of our hay bedding because they not only eat the alfalfa that we put in, but they eat the hay as well. So I have a feeling we're going to be using a lot of that hay bedding. So just checking on everybody. Had that gal over in the corner showing signs of pneumonia. So we did give her, I do believe, Draxin. And then we got some special stuff from the vet that has an antihistamine in it. And I'll have to figure out what that is. But yeah, that was kind of tough stuff to get. They used to give it out pretty readily, but now with the new regulations and everything like that, you almost have to pass a background check to get it. So, so just checking on all the babies. Oh, I love that chunky black one. It's so cute. And making sure everybody's got a nice dry place to lay, and we've got water. Hey girls, how's everybody doing? How's your little baby doing? This is a big baby. Oh boy. Yeah, oh boy. And then she just had hers yesterday. Woohoo, so cute. All right, so now I think we're gonna do the rest of the chores. And so this gal decided she's gonna have her babies. I know that foot's right up there. Yeah, you're good. Keep going. Oh boy. That is a big foot. You can do this, girl.
put the other foot on the other side.
That's what I'm thinking.
Looks like the other foot's like here and the nose is right here.
Mm-hmm.
She'll do it.
Ooh, she got that foot a long ways out.
She
The other
does.
one's right in there.
That's because that baby's moving a lot in there. She burst that amniotic sac. Oh, that's a big head. There we go. Whoa. Holy shnikes, girl. That's a big baby.
She's definitely got another one. Bring her in.
Oh, that first one's always tough, isn't it?
A little tight.
Yeah,
That nose is a little strong.
it is. She was, well, both those feet were up there, which is ideal, except she pushed that one leg out further and created a little bit of a tighter space. Okay, so she had 2. Good job. Holy gosh. The second one was quite big. Had a quite big head. So it's November 13th out on the farm. Got all the chores done. And one new thing that we did today is we put a bale out for these girls out in their back pen, and we let them outside. We've got quite a few in there, and their babies obviously just really love it. And the girls needed more space, and we needed a bale out there so we weren't choring these girls 24/7. So that will help a lot. We're getting to that point where everybody's getting a little tired, and we kind of want these girls to be done, but we still have probably about 10 out there. No, you can stay in here. So we keep this nicely bedded down for these girls. The fact that she hasn't had her babies, but her bag's not full yet. I think it's next week about this time. The temperature is supposed to drop during the day and be in the 20s. So we're just kind of trying to figure out what the best way to make sure everybody has enough feed for the drop in temperature, and we're gonna have to keep an eye on the water, and hopefully it doesn't stay in the 20s. Hopefully the temperature will bounce back up, so then at least during the day we don't have to worry about the waters freezing up. But our solution to that when it gets that cold is that we move our waters on this side and this side. We move them in the barn. These boys, if their water consistently starts freezing up, then we open the gate and we let them in and water at the auto waterer over there. That's not a permanent solution, because once these girls are kitted out, then we'll be bringing the big group down here for the winter, and they go through that little yard there and they get to water in the auto waterer, because it's almost impossible when it's freezing, even during the day, to keep up with keeping the waters open for them to drink. So that's why we've got the auto waterers. Unfortunately, we don't have any up here. That's one of the things on our wish list, but then we'll have to figure out some sort of watering systems for these bucklings until we can get them to the sale barn. So usually we like to hit the first sale of the month. That's our big sale that they have in Platte for sheep and goats. So we've got 30 head of wethers that we're gonna want to take, weather depending, and then we've got a whole bunch of bucklings here that we'll want to take, and then we've got some odds and ends that it's just their time to go. So it'll be a heck of a trailer load for sure. And this gal had her babies yesterday. That's a colorful boy you've got there. Yes, it is. I still marvel at the size of that guy there. Boy, he's big. Can't believe. And that guy that she hit is doing okay. Smartening up a little bit. Cheeseball, you're just mean, aren't you? It's like, well, you know. It is. She's got a nice udder on her. Beautiful one by one. I don't know if that's to my liking or not. Dig through there. See, this girl's smart and she's getting all the leaves you guys dropped. Beautiful babies, though. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. All right, I think that's it for right now. You can stay in here, Big Mommy. She's like, I don't know if I'll make it through that door.